In this video, we're going to be sketching exponential functions by hand. So in our first example, we have f of x equals 3 raised to the x minus 2. Now, it's going to be really helpful for us to kind of use the parent function to kind of give us a guide. So let's just remember what the parent function looks like. So remember, notice that we have a point at 0, 1 and a point at 1, a. And the a is our base. So we know that we're going to have points at 0, 1 and at 1, a, where our a is our base. So also at 1, 3 for our parent function. So we'll go ahead and we'll graph that. We'll do it in blue. So 0, 1, and then 1, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go ahead and graph that. Now to sketch our next function, we want to look at it and we'll notice that we have a k value right here that is telling us to go down 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those 2 points that we have, we're going to move them down 2. So we're going to go 1, 2 and put our point, and then we're going to go 1, 2 and put our point. And so we know that the distance to our asymptote was 1 unit away. So our asymptote is going to be about 1 unit away right there. And so we can go ahead and kind of sketch that so we don't mess it up. So that's going to be our asymptote that we're going towards, right? Because that's also our k value. So we have a horizontal asymptote at y equals -2. And now we're ready to graph this new function. We're going to graph our f of x, go through our points, and there we have it sketched. Let's do letter B. Here we have g of x equals -3 raised to the x plus 1. So again, we know that our parent function has a point at 0, 1 and 1, the base. And a base this time is 3. So we're going to go ahead and graph that. So we've got 0, 1 and 1, 3. Remember, this is the parent function, so we're not really worried about that negative or that 1 yet. So there's our parent function. So we don't have a k value, so that tells us that we're still going to be using a horizontal asymptote of y equals 0. So now let's go ahead and let's look and see what it's telling us. So the negative in the front is telling us that we are going to reflect across the x-axis, but the 1 up here is in the h's spot, and so that also tells us that we're going to move left 1. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that first. So we're going to move left 1, so we'll move left 1 spot, and then we have to reflect that point. So instead of the point being here, the point is going to be here. So we moved it left 1 and we've reflected it across the x-axis. And now we're going to do the same thing to our second point. So we're going to move left 1, and then we're going to reflect it across the x-axis. So instead of being here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 places away. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move 1 over and go 1, 2, 3 places away and put our point. And now we're ready to graph that. And so here's our asymptote, and we'll go through our points and up. And now we've sketched it by hand. So using the parent function is actually really helpful when we're sketching other exponential functions by hand.